A little backstory. A lot of us are blessed and fortunate enough to know where our parents come from, know a whole lot about them, can close your eyes and tell a story of who and where and how they came where they are. My story is a little different. My mom, as far as I know and what she have told me before she passed in 2021 was she was born on an island called Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe is controlled by France. Her mom, which I never met, which would have been my grandmother, used to be in Guadeloupe. She had 3 children, 2 boys, 1 girl. My mom is in the middle. She had an older brother and a younger brother. My grandmother, which I don't know, apparently her mother lived in Dominica. And because her mom was sick, she had to leave the 3 children behind in Guadeloupe with family and go to Dominica to take care of her mom. But while she was there, her mom was sicker than she had thought. So she couldn't get to go back. So she asked someone to bring her children to Dominica to her, which is my mom and my 2 uncles. My mom's mother stayed in Dominica and someone brought the kids to her. Back in the day when you traveled, you didn't need passport or anything. You just traveled from one place to the next. So they end up in Dominica with no passport, no paperwork, nothing. So they had to create new ones. And I hope someday somebody from my mom's side of the family in Guadeloupe will see this and maybe reach out to one of us, because I don't know much on that side of the family. So my mom's mother stayed in Dominica, and then her mother, which was my mom's grandmother, passed away. I don't know these people. Okay, they're my family, but I don't know them. I wasn't born yet. I was nowhere to be born. So that happened. So she ended up staying in Dominica because the kids are there, and then she has no interest in going back to Guadeloupe. So my great-grandmother, which I know, took care of my mom and her 2 brothers. And during that period of time, England was asking for people from the Caribbean to come to England to work. So one of my uncles, which is my mom's last brother, left. He was 17. Then the older brother, he left to go to St. Thomas. That was back in the day, people would pay people, which I think they still do now, to take them to different countries. So he went to St. Thomas. My mom stayed in Dominica. Nobody to take her anywhere, bring her anywhere. So she always had a picture with 3 of them. And I always used to say, who are these people? She's like, oh, this is Morel, this is Bad, and this is me. She cherished that picture for as long as I can imagine, or as long as I was there, because eventually I left Dominica and moved to St. Thomas as a kid. And that picture was center stage. We all knew everybody in the picture, but we never knew anybody face to face. At the age of 13 was the first time I met my mom's brother, the first one that went to St. Thomas. I met him. He looked so much like my mom. There was no mistake. I was like, wow, this guy looks so much like my mom. And then in 1975, 76, my mom went to St. Thomas. He sent for my mom. My mom went to St. Thomas on a traveling visa. But she didn't stay long because she left 6 children in Dominica and things wasn't going right. So me, the mouthy one, the one who don't, put up with stuff, wrote a letter at the age of 8 or 9 and find someone who was going to St. Thomas. And I say, when you find my mom, give this to her. In the letter said, Mom, you left us. We're hungry. We miss you. My older sister is not old enough to take care of all of us. I know you're going to try and make a better way for us, but at this point, we need you. My mom packed up and came back to Dominica. All because of me. She came back and I was happy. I was happy because she did have my older sister and another lady to come take care of us, but the other lady lives far. And some days she didn't get to make it down to us. And my older sister really can't take care of all of us. So things was looking bad and I didn't want any of us to, suffer any kind of anything. So somebody had to jump in. So I wrote the letter and she came back. My mom never went anywhere again until I, as an adult, filed and gave her green card to come back to St. Thomas back in 1989. So I made it up somehow. Even though I never knew how it was going to happen, I never knew if it was ever going to happen because I never thought I would be living somewhere else to send for my mom. But it happened. It happened. Trust the universe. It works in mysterious ways. So my mom came back and took care of us. My mom, I met my grandfather on my mom's side once. White guy, coolie hair, handsome tall man. I was heading somewhere. Somebody said, oh, here's your grandfather. You're not saying hello. I turn around. I say, you're my grandfather? He said, yeah. I say, oh, okay. I'm Zezel's daughter. He said, oh, okay. That was it. Never seen him again. Never talked to him again. Never said anything to him again. Because he's not interested in me. I'm not interested in him. That was how I functioned. And that was all under the age of 10. So I've never seen him again. I heard he passed years ago. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. So I invest time where time is needed. This is me. It might sound cold and harsh, but this is me. Reality is me. So we grew up, and then, like I say, my dad sent for me in St. Thomas, and then I sent for my mom and for all my sisters and brothers. My mom has 6 of us. We're not all the same father. So this is just how it was back in the day. You have a child, somebody else come into the loop to help you, and then you get one for them. By then they're long gone, and then somebody else shows up, and that was how it was. My mom had no guidance, so I don't blame her for anything. And I told her that years ago. I say, you did what you had to do, the way you had to do it, how you had to do it. With all your pain and suffering, I don't know the depth of my mom's pain. And she didn't talk about it much. I would ask her questions and she would not go deep. I'm a deep person. I'll go deep. I have no secrets. I will dig deep within me to find what is bugging me. And I can talk. But sometimes I have to remember, I can hurt people's feelings deep, so I keep my mouth quiet and figure out how to navigate that without it staying inside. So I would ask my mom questions, and she would answer me here and there. Her father had many other kids, and I met a couple of my aunts and my uncles and stuff like that, and some of them I just find out by name and stuff like that. But if anybody looking at this video and know the Hippolyte family in Guadeloupe, put it in the comments, because I find out when my mom passed in 2021, her true last name is Hippolyte, was Hippolyte. If you know any Hippolytes, put it in the comments. My mom passed. Her brother in St. Thomas knew about it, but I have yet to find her brother who left to go to England before I was even born. She have never seen him except in pictures back in 1996, 97, 98. They found each other through through a communication she was having with somebody else, and this person like, oh yeah, I know this person, and like there she get. So she had his phone number. He used to write her, send her pictures of what he looks like and everything. I got to see him in a recent picture back in 2016 when I went to Dominica to visit my mom. So I have a little idea of what he looks like. And that was the first time I've seen anything since I was a kid. He have never seen her in person. She have never seen him in person. She has passed, and I don't know if he knows. I try to find him on Facebook. People been looking for him for me, and to no avail. So if you know a Morel, his name is Morel, he lives in England. If you know any little tiny bit of information, put it in the comments, because I would love to find him. My mom's older brother just passed this year, 2023, in June. My mom passed 2021 in June. And the last brother, I would really love to find him and tell him that his sister has passed. But I can't. I don't know. So I left it to the universe. I said recently and last year and every anniversary so far that comes, I say, universe, you're in charge. If he knows, that's good. If he doesn't know, maybe one day I will find his family, and then I'll share pictures of my mom with them. But if you know a lot about your parents, be happy. Because my own, I don't know much, but the little bit I know I love my mom to the moon and back. And I let her know that every time I talked to her, I told her. And when I had the opportunity before she passed on her dying bed, I told her that. And she acknowledged it. So if you have somebody in your life that you haven't talked to in a long time, or you're mad with them, or you say you hate them, you're not talking to them again, if you think you need to talk to them, do it. If you don't think you need to talk to them, because sometimes people cut us so deep, we cannot see the light of day to, forgive ourselves to even talk to them. If you are in that situation, think of it, weigh it, dissect it, break it down, figure out a way to make peace with yourself. Because if you don't make peace with yourself, whatever words you say, whatever things you did when that person passed, it will make you feel guilty. Guilt is a fast killer. Guilt will kill any person. Don't let guilt have you by the throat. Make peace now. And if you didn't get to make peace and that person have passed, get on your knees if you can and ask God, the universe, or whoever you worship, for peace and forgiveness for you. And if you're laying down on a bed and you can't kneel down, lay down, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and ask for peace and forgiveness for your soul. Because you can get peace and forgiveness for your soul. And then with that peace and forgiveness, you'll be able to move on in your life and live life. But again, life is short. Waste no time. Waste no time. If you have something to say, find a way to say it to the point where the person understands you, but you don't cut deep. Because if you have been cut deep, you know how that feels. So don't pass it on somebody else. Keep your light bright. Keep your light shining. Don't dim your light to make other people's light shine brighter than yours. We can all shine our light bright And with that brightness, we'll brighten other people's lives. Keep shining, ask for forgiveness, make peace, love yourself, and I will see you soon. Bye.